What is up, everyone? Here with an NBA point guard video today. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is up, everyone? Here we are with another ranking tier list video. I did the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference teams, my last two videos, so if you haven't seen them, go check them out and you'll understand what this is all about. Today I'm going to rank the best point guards in the league. I think I've got 27 of the best and most well-known point guards. I'm going to split them into 5 tiers and just see where we're at. So the 5 tiers. First one, Steph Curry. I don't need to explain it, it's Steph Curry. Second one, ridiculous. I'm talking those guys just below Steph Curry that you're like, if they're your starting point guard and you're playing against them, you think they're dangerous and you're worried about them. The best of the rest, we can call them. Solid, those guys that if you're your starting point guard, you're like, alright, okay, but they could be better, but you're still not devastated that they're your point guard. For me, we're going for those guys that you wouldn't mind them coming off the bench if you're challenging for a championship or anything like that, but not starting, can't have them as your star or else the team is just riddled. In the bin, those point guards that if you see them on the court for your team, you just turn off the game for like 5 or 6 minutes until they come off. Like those, Jesus. You'll see the guys who are in there and you'll understand exactly what I mean. I understand completely one of them because of the team I support. So first guy, I'm going to go Ben Simmons, and arguably the most controversial one on this list. I've got him as just solid. I haven't put him in ridiculous because he doesn't shoot well, and I sound like such a casual when I say that. And I am a bit of a casual. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I know everything. But I just think when you look at the guy, when you see it visually on this tier list, all the guys that are in ridiculous, Ben Simmons, I couldn't put him in there. He's a better defender than all of them, all that sort of stuff. He does everything else apart from shoot. But I just think I can't put him in ridiculous when he can't do arguably the most important thing. So next one, Drew Holiday. Obviously with the Bucks now, I've just put him in solid as well. But with the Ben Simmons thing, actually, before I go on, he's top of solid. He's touching ridiculous. So when you see guys like Drew Holiday in solid, they aren't that close to Ben Simmons, but they're in the same tier. That's why, like, Ben Simmons is touching it, but I just couldn't put him in there. We've got Drew Holiday in solid as well. Kemba Walker. This was a bit of a tough one, but I think I just had to go solid. I think on his day, you could push him up to ridiculous or top end of solid. I think he's like above average of solid, but his injuries and he's not as consistent as maybe some of the other guys on this list, so I just had to put him in solid as well. Yeah, the next one, Damian Lillard, ridiculous. People talk about this guy as if he's completely overrated. Maybe he is a bit overrated, but he's still ridiculous. Like he's doing it with a Portland team with not that much help. He's got CJ, but he hasn't got that much help, and he's not going to try and create super teams chasing a ring. He's doing it by himself. I hope he does get a ring one day with Portland. It would be sensational if he ever did it, but he has to go ridiculous. Steph Curry. I don't know. Like at the moment of recording, 15th of January, he's averaging 32 points a game in what is a quite poor team at the moment. The guy's ridiculous. Best shooter in the history of basketball. Everything you want to say about him, he's amazing. He has to have his own tier. James Harden, obviously, just recently traded to Brooklyn. I've got him in as a point guard, even though Kyrie's on this list as well, but I just had to put him in as a point guard, obviously, even though he might not be playing there on paper this season. But I've got him as ridiculous as well. You can't put him anywhere else. He has to go in as ridiculous. Antics off the court. Maybe people are viewing him differently recently, but what a player, man. Like, if he's on your team, you're delighted, because he can score from anywhere at any time. He's crazy, and he's going to be massive for Brooklyn. If him and Kyrie can get along, Brooklyn are going to be unstoppable. It's actually just going to be ridiculous. It's going to be unstoppable. I've got Kyrie in ridiculous as well, by the way, obviously. He couldn't go anywhere else. Couldn't put him in solid. I think, again, antics off the court, same as James Harden. Maybe people might be tempted to drop him down. But I just think if he comes back and he really wants a championship this year, he's going to be amazing. If he works with Harden and tries and isn't this whole ego thing, they're going to be amazing, man. Next up, we've got Tyler Hero playing point guard for the Miami Heat this year. I think fairly obvious as well. All the ones so far have been pretty obvious apart from Ben Simmons. Tyler Hero is solid. Will get better. Upside is big, but at the moment, I'm just going to say solid. He's putting up good numbers. He's putting up good numbers in the moment, and he can push up to ridiculous over the next few years. But right now, he's just solid. Next, Malcolm Brogdon, really good player. He balled out against the Knicks recently. I've got him in solid, probably maybe towards the lower end, not near Kemba or Ben Simmons, but just towards the lower end. But a solid point guard, really good. Pat Beverly in the bin. Pat Beverly in the bin. I don't care how much energy he brings or how much he runs around and plays defense. I support the Knicks. I wouldn't have him on the Knicks. And I think he's starting at the moment for the Clippers. I couldn't watch him be my point guard. I've got De'Aaron Fox. This is a bit of a tough one. He's not really reached his peak, but still you're kind of hoping for better off him. I've gone for meh at the moment. I think I haven't seen a lot of him either, sorry. So don't judge me on that one if it's completely off, but I had to put him in meh because I haven't seen too much of him. What I have seen, I haven't been impressed. So I've got him in meh. LaMelo Ball, I had to put him in meh as well. I was actually debating whether to put him in solid or not because he has been really good so far. I think he's first in assists, rebounds and points for rookies this season, but the rookies haven't been great this season. But I think I could understand someone putting him in solid, but I couldn't put him on the same level as like Malcolm Brogdon, who's down the lower end. I couldn't put him there because he can't shoot the ball. Same reason I couldn't put Ben Simmons in really because he can't shoot the ball. LaMelo Ball's better at shooting than Ben Simmons, but not prolifically. So I've got him in there. Next up, Jamal Murray. I put him in ridiculous. And now, people are looking at me saying Ben Simmons is in solid and Jamal Murray is in ridiculous. Jamal Murray can do everything. He's got more upside. He's athletic, shoots the ball, gets to the rim really well. I had to put him in ridiculous. It was a debate between putting him in solid or ridiculous. I've gone with ridiculous. I think I've made the right choice. Really good player, and he's going to get better. Derrick Rose. This one took me a while to get around to the fact I've actually done this. I've put him in meh. I really didn't want to. I slated the Detroit Pistons in my Eastern Conference video. I couldn't put their point guard, who isn't even starting at the moment, anywhere above meh. But I couldn't put him in the bin either. I couldn't put Derrick Rose in the bin. I couldn't do that. So he's meh. But we won't say anything bad about him. He's just meh. Kobe White get in the bin. I'm not even going to say anything. Kobe White in the bin. Kristaps Porzingis. Now, if you see my Western Conference team rankings, I actually had Dallas to win the whole thing. But I've got Porzingis in solid because of his injuries. Same reason Kemba got brought down a little bit. I think if he stays healthy, consistent, he's going to go up. I'm a Knicks fan. I couldn't, even if he was healthy, I couldn't put him in ridiculous, but he's really good, obviously. I'm not going to say he's not good. But if he stays healthy, he could be ridiculous, but at the moment, just solid for the way he is right now. Dennis Schroeder, solid. A good Pat Beverly, I think is a good way to describe him. Nothing amazing, does the job, really good on defense, really good pickup from the Lakers, but nothing more than just solid. He's not on the level of Kyrie, Harden, Dame, or even Ben Simmons. Next, D'Angelo Russell. I kind of slated the Timberwolves and a bit of him the last day. Oh, I've gone off frame. I've got him in meh because he's underachieved when he should be achieving more. So I put him in meh. He hasn't put up the numbers. He can be solid, and maybe even towards the higher end of solid, but I've got him in at meh at the moment because he just isn't doing what he should be doing for Minnesota. Alfred Payton. I am a Knicks fan. For anyone who doesn't know yet, hasn't seen the last few videos, this guy, like, if people in my house weren't asleep right now, I'd be screaming the house down. He is so bad. He has the odd game where he'll do really good, gets to the rim, he'll make shots. I think he went 12 of 16 recently. But I think we lost, but he went 12 of 16. He put up good numbers. I just can't. He's so annoying to watch. It makes me not want to watch the Knicks sometimes when he's on the court. I love Emmanuel Quickly. I don't have Emmanuel Quickly on this list because people are going to hate me if I put him above, like, in the bin, above like actual NBA veterans and stuff. But Alfred Payton is just so bad. If you don't support the Knicks, you don't understand. I know you probably think you understand how bad he is. You don't. He is so bad. He's the most annoying player to watch. Donovan Mitchell, I've got him in ridiculous. Um, Again, it was kind of like Murray debating between solid and ridiculous, but I've just gone lower end of ridiculous, same as Murray. The Jazz need him this year. I said in my last video, the Jazz need him this year, and if they're going to make the playoffs, they probably will make the playoffs. But once they make the playoffs, they need him to ball out in the playoffs to even have a chance of getting through one round. Kyle Lowry, I love this picture. I made it like this, but it's just so funny. I've got him in solid. I think this is he's just average for me. I don't see anything amazing with him. He's good, and obviously I'd have him at the Lakers. Anyone above, actually anyone else on this list apart from Pat Beverly, I have with the New York Knicks. So that's not saying much. I'd have Kyle Lowry with me, but he is good. He's just nothing ridiculous, nothing outstanding is what I describe him as. Chris Paul, I've got him as ridiculous. He's clutch. He's the guy. He's going to handle the ball. Good experience. Good mentor. That kind of intangibles he's good at as well, and obviously he's good on the ball. Like, so I think he had to go ridiculous, but maybe just ahead of Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, but below the other three on that tier. Next up, Lonzo Ball. I've put him in meh because I couldn't put LaMelo Ball in meh because his shot making isn't great, but his other stuff is good, and then put Lonzo Ball up higher. I do like the Ball brothers. I didn't like them at step. They have grown on me, but I think I had to put them in meh. But he offers something. Again, the intangibles that I was talking about. You can tell they'll do anything to win, and they do the all-round game. They're really good at. But I just have them in meh at the moment. I can't put them the same as like Porzingis, Brogdon, Hero. Russell Westbrook. I love this man, but I've gone in solid for how he was in the playoffs last year in the bubble, and how he's been started this year. And obviously he's injured for like 3 or 4 weeks now. He can't shoot the three either. And I took marks off Ben Simmons for that. But I love watching him play basketball. So I've put him in solid, maybe just around the middle, not towards the bottom, not towards the top, but just in the middle. But on his day, he's ridiculous. On his day, he is. Next up, John Wall, the man who's traded. I've got him in solid as well, right beside Westbrook. Off his injury, he's probably the last one in that solid list. Like if you're doing an order, he's probably the last one. But I think I couldn't put him any lower really. I couldn't put him in the same rows as the same tier, as LaMelo, D Rose, Russell, and them. So if he can get back to normal, obviously he's going to push up solid. But I would never put him in ridiculous. I don't think. But just the last one on solid is what I'd say. Darius Garland. I debated whether or not to put Darius Garland in the bin because we play against him tonight. I don't know if he's injured. They could be because they have a lot of players injured, but he's definitely going to ball out tonight. And I said to myself, I'm going to make this video, and by the time you see this, it's going to be like 2 days after the game. So you're going to think I'm an idiot because I support the Knicks. He's probably going to ball out against us, but he's in the bin. He's better than Alfred Payton, if that means anything to Cavs fans. But I couldn't put him anywhere apart from in the bin. I just wouldn't have him. I would have him at the Knicks over Alfred Payton, but I wouldn't like him as my starting point guard. Ja Morant had to go in ridiculous for me. The upside as well, that's talking about Murray, he has that, the athleticism, so good to watch. I think he could carry Memphis to a play-in spot this year, but probably not. He could do though. Trae Young, the last one on the list, I had to put him in ridiculous as well. The guy's crazy. And he's only going to get better. The same, him, Morant, Murray, Mitchell, they're all just going to get better. Right now they're ridiculous. They're on the lower end of ridiculous, but they're going to push on in the next few years. So good, can score in every way. His playmaking is really good. Maybe defense, he gives up a lot of points on defense, but his offense makes up for it. But yeah, that's my list. Obviously Steph Curry had to go on the top. I don't think any of them are too dubious. I think most people would go the same. Ben Simmons is probably the one that sticks out, was the one that people would be like, why is he there? Maybe Darren Fox as well. Apart from that, I think I've actually done pretty well. I'm happy with my list. And yeah, that's my point guard ranking tier list. I might do big men next, or forwards, or something like that to incorporate different players. I might just do like best of the rest apart from the guys on this list in my next video. I'll see anyways. But thanks if you made it this far. Please like, subscribe if you liked the video. And yeah, until next time.